webinar with the title today is the benefits of pre-vaccination PCR. I am delighted to see so many participants joining us today from various parts of the world. This webinar is brought to you by Jinrich Biotechnology in partnership with Sedikit Embun Sdn Bhd, which is the exclusive distributor for the POCKIT IR-PCR system, which caters specifically to the livestock and companion animal range in Malaysia. My name is Nora Shikin, and I am the Marketing and Sales Exec at Sedikit Embun. It's my pleasure to serve you as your host for this insightful section. So before we dive into our main topic today, I would like to remind everyone that if you have any questions during the presentation, please don't hesitate to use the Q&A box to submit them. And we will have a dedicated Q&A segment towards the end where our speaker will address as many of your questions as possible. Now, it's my great pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker, Dr. Chang Li Wang. Dr. Wang is a consultant of veterinary science at Jinrich Biotechnology and holds a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine and Master of Veterinary Microbiology from National Chongqing University, Taiwan. A visionary in veterinary science, Dr. Wang has renowned career highlighted by his groundbreaking research in molecular biology and disease prevention. He has dedicated his expertise to developing innovative pathogen detection strategies, and his pioneering work in decentralized PCR detection method has paved the way for faster, easier, and more accessible veterinary molecular diagnosis. Venturing across borders, Dr. Wang has shared his knowledge and expertise in over 10 countries, assisting veterinarians and farmers in aquaculture, livestock, and the companion animal industry. His mission is only one: to make veterinary molecular diagnostics faster and more straightforward for all. Okay, so I will hand over to speaker today. Without further ado, I will now pass the floor over to Dr. Wang and Jinrich team to start today's presentation. Hi, Dr. Chang Li Wang. Hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Okay, so I want to say good evening to everyone. And today I want to share some of our experience in the PCR, especially for the pre-vaccination. And in the beginning, I want to say when I was a student in the vet school, at that time, many pet owners, they still don't think the vaccination is necessary for their pets. But I have to say, after COVID-19, I think most of people, they already think vaccine is very useful to prevent and control the disease. And for now, especially for Asia and Europe, more and more people, they already think the pets is one of the member of their family. And so they want to pay more for the vaccine or for the medication for their pets. And for our doctors, I think the vaccination is very good for us because the vaccination make the owner take pets back to our hospital every year, at least every year, if they never forget it. So we have the chance to recognize and treat the disease. Of course, sometimes for the regular health check for the pets, and we can find some disease earlier than the clinical signs become very serious. But sometimes, every time when we want to do some exam before the vaccine, many owners, they will think, is that necessary? Does my pet really need the exam? Yeah, not only in Asia or Europe, even in the United States, many owners, they will have the same question because they think, okay, vaccination. Okay, I think my animal, my pet was healthy. So you just give them a shot of a vaccine and I will take it back to my home. But they are not veterinarians. They're just owners. So the healthy they think maybe is not real healthy. So most of our customers in North America or in Europe and also in Taiwan, sometimes we will try to persuade the pet owners to do the complete pre-vaccination exam. But because it needs some money, many customers they will say, no, I don't think my pet need this one. But I and our customer, we will try to explain the importance of the pre-vaccination exam. And in the first, we will say usually many disease in the beginning, the cats and the dogs, they will even sometimes they will not show any uncomfortable. Even we know the cats and dogs, they will try to hide their uncomfortable. So for regular people, for the owners, sometimes they will think, okay, my pet is healthy, but for us, for we doctors, we can do more check. We will test, maybe sometimes maybe the CBC, or sometimes the simplest one is just check the body temperature, and we have to do more tests to check, and we will want to make the owners believe, yeah, it is necessary, because sometimes I was talk to them, I say the pets, they are very good to hiding health issues from their families, especially from their owners, because they are companion animal. They will try to make the owner happy. But for we have our knowledge. We know what kind of things we have to check. So I will try to make them believe, yes, my pet really need a complete pre-vaccination exam. But why? Because I will try to tell them some immune knowledge, because if the pets they are not very healthy, the vaccine will become useless. Because why we do the vaccination? Because we want the animals has enough antibody against disease. But if they are not healthy enough, or they already got some disease even in the beginning, or with light clinical sign, those situations will make the vaccine become useless. So if I'm an owner, I will think, okay, today I come here, I take my animal, come here, and I pay for the vaccine. Why? Because I want my animal healthy, right? So I will always say, if you don't do, or if you don't want to do the pre-vaccination exam, and maybe your vaccine will become useless, and the money you pay for the vaccine will also become useless. So you are here now, why don't you just pay more for the complete pre-vaccination exam? Yes, I believe there is still some pet owner, they say, no, I just don't want to get the complete exam. But at least you try to explain the importance of the pre-vaccination exam to them. And most of the customers, because for now especially in Taiwan. Many of our families, they already think the pet is a member of them. So they will say, okay, you are a doctor. If you say it is very important, okay, I will pay for that. So I want you, maybe in future, if you already have our POCKIT Central, when you meet any customer, they take their animal for vaccination, you will try to explain the importance of complete pre-vaccination exam to their animal. And of course, the American Veterinary Medical Association also suggests the animal should have pre-vaccination exam, and it is necessary. And also in some state of United States, their law force the owner, before they get their pets to vaccination, they have to do the pre-vaccination exam. It is forced by the law. But I think in Taiwan, and I think also in Malaysia, maybe our government, they don't have this kind of law, but we are doctors. We have the duty to let the owner, the pet owner, know more about animal medicine. So when we doing the pre-vaccination exam, we can also know the situation of the pet for now. So sometimes when the customer said, "Oh, no, I don't want to pay for that. I don't want to pay for extra exam," and we can also say, "Hey, I know you want to save your money, but if we do the exam and we can find any disease earlier, okay, we can do the treatment more earlier and for better prognosis, and it will save you more money." So you want to save money? Yes. So you should pay for our pre-vaccination exam because it can really save your money. But if you just say, no, I don't want to waste my money. If I just want to, my pets already got very serious symptoms and come here, maybe for that time, you should face the very expensive treatment or very bad prognosis. It is not good for any animal or pet owner. So after our explain, most of the pet owner, they will say, yes, yeah, you are a doctor. If you say so, let's do it. And for in the earlier time, when I was student, yeah, the pre-vaccination exam only little things like the physical examination. And of course, we will ask the owner, say, okay, tell me the medical history, and we will watch the symptoms, but these are not enough. Why? Because we just check the data sheet. For animal, we know we have to use the parvovirus, CDV, and leptospirosis vaccine. And for the feline, the cat, they also have the parvovirus and FELV vaccine. But if we check the incubation period, you can find they have different kind of incubation period. So if they already got infected by those pathogens, but still in the incubation period, you cannot find any symptom on those animals. So the physical examination, because they don't have any symptoms, the physical examination cannot help. And of course, the medical history will be normal and there's no symptom. But the PCR can do something different. And why the PCR can do something different is the PCR, their technology is to amplify our DNA sequence. So if our DNA template in the beginning, we only have one DNA template, but after one cycle, this one DNA will become 2, and the second cycle will become 4, and every cycle after 40 cycles, yeah, you will have a huge amount of the DNA sequence, and you will have very high and clear fluorescent signal. So even the pathogen was in a small number, and the PCR can find it. So that's why I said the PCR can make some difference. And how to use? It's very easy. We just run the PCR before the vaccination. For example, if we want to do the CDV and parvovirus vaccination for dog, we just test the parvovirus and the CDV. And then if we found, okay, negative, yeah, congratulations, your dog are really very healthy. And we can do the vaccination. And after, I think, several weeks or 1 month, they will have enough antibody against those pathogens. But if it shows positive, maybe in the parvovirus or CDV, okay. So your animal maybe already got infected by this pathogen, and for now, we had to discuss how to do the treatment. Before everything go worse, we can do the treatment for now. Yeah, and if you really found the positive on an animal without any symptoms, I think the owner will surprise. Yeah, because you save their animal. So for the positive result, we have to inform the owner and discuss about the strategy of treatment. And it is a win-win-win strategy, because if we do the pre-vaccination PCR, the owner, they can know their pet better, because they are not vet. They don't have the knowledge about the animal health. They just think, okay, maybe my animal just feels sleepy for today, but is that got any disease? I don't know. I'm not a vet. But through our examination, especially PCR, the owner will think, okay, if all the result is negative, okay, my pet really healthy. And for us, we veterinarians, we can diagnose and treatment earlier, because I think although yes, if we have a hospital, yeah, we want to earn some money, but in the end, we are vet. We always hope the animals we treat through our treatment, they can healthy and happy, because we are vet. It is our job, it is our duty to make animals happy and healthy. So if I can choose, yes, I will always choose, I want to do the diagnosis and treatment earlier. And for the animals, if they can speak, they will say, okay, of course, I want myself healthier. And of course, if I really got some disease, I hope I can have better prognosis. And it is also give you less risk of medical dispute. Because I think in many countries, sometimes it will happen, the pet owner, they take their animal to the hospital for vaccination, and maybe the doctor just without without the complete exam, and they say, okay, vaccination, no problem, and okay, if you give me my money, okay, and I will give you a shot, and then maybe this vaccination is for parvovirus, and after 1 week or 3 or 4 days, the animal got some disease, and maybe they come back to your hospital, or they go to another hospital, and they maybe after their diagnosis, they say, oh, it is parvovirus, and I think the pet owner will become very angry, because they will think, but last week I just go to a hospital, pay for the vaccination, so my pet should not got the parvovirus for now. I know, for us, we have the knowledge. We know their theory is not right, but they are not. They are just customers. They are just owners. They don't have the knowledge, so they will very angry. They will say, oh, your hospital is bad. Maybe your vaccine was expired. Maybe you don't give me the good vaccine, blah, blah, blah. And they're just angry. And sometimes they will say, okay, the hospital, you should give my money back. Or sometimes they will just go to the Google Map and give you very bad comment. So I believe everyone, we don't want to see this happen on ourselves. So if we can do the PCR, yeah, it can reduce the risk of this kind of medical dispute, because if the animal already got some disease, and we can find it out by the PCR. And of course, it is give us more profit, because in many countries, the profit for one PCR test is about $30. And if one dog come for vaccination, you have to test the parvovirus and canine distemper, and also the leptospirosis. And these 3 tests will give you $90. And the one cat, maybe we have to test FELV and also the parvovirus. It gives you $60. So it is good for us, because we can reduce the risk, and we can also create more profit. So it is good. And for the vet, if we already know the importance of the pre-vaccination PCR, and we also have to know the PCR has many different functions. Because in the past, the PCR is expensive and complicated. I still remember when I studied in my graduate school for my master's degree, I learned how to do the PCR. Oh, okay. I paid maybe almost 2 months to learn how to run a correct PCR. It is too complicated. So that's why in many vets, they will think the PCR, if I have to do the PCR, I need I have to buy many expensive instruments and reagents. And I also have to hire some well-trained technicians to modify the reaction. And in the past, yes, only few molecular biology lab can do the PCR. Most of them was in our vet school in the university to do the PCR for diagnosis. But for now, yeah, I think most of you already got this one, the POCKIT Central. We don't have to hire any technician. We don't need to buy any expensive instrument. And we don't even have to modify the reaction because the POCKIT Central, it was fully automatic and it used the preload and ready to use kit. And the procedure to operate it is very simple. And sometimes you have one sample, one reaction to test. Okay, you can run on the POCKIT Central. But sometimes maybe you have lots of cases, go to your hospital in the same time. No problem. It can run 8 reactions at the same time. And every reaction, they have their own consumables. So the risk of contamination was very, very low. And even after every reaction, inside the POCKIT Central, we have the UV light to do the decontamination works. So you don't have to worry about the contamination, and its reaction time is only 85 minutes for every disease and every sample type. So it's very easy to use, and yeah, actually it is a full function PCR lab on the bench. Yeah, so you don't have to really build a lab. You just install the POCKIT Central on your bench. Okay, you have a full function PCR lab in your hospital. So the PCR in the hospital or in practice, it changes everything. Yeah, because it can make your practice or your hospital become a medical center. Yeah, because for the human hospital, and sometimes they just don't have their own PCR. But if you have a PCR in your hospital, just like a human medical center, and because you have the PCR and you can provide more service, you can give them the health check and you can give them the PCR result only after 1.5 hours. And you don't need to wait for the lab send the result back. You can give the owner the answer as soon as possible. And everyone in your hospital or in your clinic can be the operator of the PCR. Yeah, if they receive our training and they can do the PCR by themselves. Yeah. So the conclusion is the pre-vaccination examination is necessary for vaccination, and the regular physical exam, it is not enough. And the pre-vaccination PCR can find pathogen earlier, yeah, because they can find the pathogen when there's no symptoms on the animal. And it can give you more money. So the POCKIT Central is the best choice for the vet practice because it can change your clinic to a medical center. Yeah, it is the presentation today. Okay. Okay, I think we have a question And Shikin, can you or Susan, can you let the everybody know the question? Can you just tell them what is the question?
Okay. Thank you. At first, I would like to thank you, Dr. Wang, for the enlightening presentation. Your insight into the benefit of pre-vaccination PCR have been truly invaluable. So we will now move into our interactive Q&A session. Please continue to post your questions in the Q&A box and we will do our best to answer them. Okay. Okay, for the first question, can we do DIVA testing? For example, how we can differentiate the wild strain from vaccine strain of parvo?
Okay, let me do some explain because we have the parvovirus on the dogs and the cats. And for the dogs, yeah, we have two different reagents, two different kits. One of them, the name is parvovirus. This kit can detect both the wild type and the vaccine strain on the dog, and also yes on the cat. But if we are talking about the dog and you don't want to interfere by the vaccine strain, and you can choose the parvovirus wild type. This parvovirus wild type, it can only detect the wild type parvovirus on the dog. But for the cat, you can only use the kit. The name is parvovirus. Yes, maybe your results will interfere by the vaccine strain. But just like because I want to answer two questions together, because next question is how long can the vaccine
The
can
strain,
stay,
yeah.
yes, in the animal. Yeah, but I want to say most of the vaccine strain, they will stay in the animal for 2 weeks. But remember, we are talking about the virus vaccine. Yeah, because for the bacteria such as leptospira, it is dead bacteria vaccine. Yeah, it even just just for the I think the next day or maybe 2 days later after the vaccination, it will not interfere our detection because it is not live virus vaccine. Only live virus vaccine will interfere our detection. But if the vaccination is 2 weeks earlier, yeah, because sometimes we can ask the owner, say, okay, when you do the vaccination, if the vaccination is, oh, I do the vaccination yesterday, of course you should not do the PCR because it will interfere by the vaccine. But already more than 2 weeks, and you can do the PCR. Yeah. And okay, so the next question is, what is your view on the use of biochem? I think it is a biochemical test or the blood count, the CBC test, rather than the PCR assessing and animals' overall health. Yeah, I think for we vet, we was trained to use all the available tools to do or to not only to do the diagnosis, to understand the situation of animal health. So for me, the biochem, the CBC, the PCR, even for the microscope or the thermometer, They are all very good and necessary tools to me. And yes, if the biochemical test or CBC, they both of them, they show, okay, it is normal, the animal is healthy, and yes, you can say that animal is healthy. But in some special cases, just in case, because when the animal, sometimes the animal already got some kind of disease. For example, I think the disease is the hemotrophic mycoplasma for the cat. In many cases, the blood count is normal, the biochemical test, it is normal. But if you do the PCR for the hemotrophic mycoplasma, sometimes you can find positive in that cat. And you can, yes, you can say, okay, but I think the cat is healthy, right? It is healthy. But for the, many cats, sometimes maybe in the family, they have more than one cat. And maybe it can spread the pathogen to other healthy cats. So I think the PCR test is very important and necessary, because sometimes when the biochemical and the blood, the CBC is not enough, and we can do the PCR. Yeah.
Okay. I think we have for FIV, FELV, I never get positive result using PCR testing. May I know specific symptom of the pets according to your experience using the POCKIT PCR?
Yes, I think for these two diseases or these two pathogens, their symptoms, they don't have, and I don't think they have the significant symptoms for them. But sometimes, if we found the white blood cell is abnormal and the red blood cell is abnormal, and sometimes I have to say it is depend on your experience, because even for the guideline for the FIV and FELV, they don't have, they cannot give you a specific symptom. But yeah, if you do many check, your cat have some anemia and you think it is infected by some pathogen, and I think the best way is do the PCR first or do the PCR earlier. But if you ask me, so is there any situation you don't have to do the PCR? I would say yes. Sometimes the cat is always healthy, is always single in a house. And I will suggest you, you don't have to do the PCR, because it doesn't have any chance to get infected by the FELV or FIV. But if you just adopt a cat or kitty from maybe the shelter or from the breeder, and you should do the PCR. Just check, not for diagnosis, just for health check, because the cat especially from the shelter, they usually got infected by the FELV and also FIV. But the FIV, it's very complicated. Actually, I usually find some positive cases in Taiwan and in UK, in different countries. But sometimes when the doctor have the positive result, they were surprised, because they think, okay, I don't think, I just do the test for check, but yeah, it also surprised me, because I don't think it will be positive, but sometimes it just shows positive because FIV is complicated and the disease will take a long time, very long time. So of course, many I think many doctors they will use the rapid test for the antibody on FIV, but some doctor they will think why should I take the test the antibody? I just use the PCR because the PCR can give me better result. I can confirm the FIV is already in the cat's blood. And okay, the next question is what type of sample can be used for pets diagnosis using POCKIT? I think the sample type is various, the urine and the blood and the swab from the respiratory tract or rectal swab. Yeah, I think any kind of, even the tissue, if you do the fine needle biopsy, and you can put the tissue into our sample storage solution. When it mixes well, and you can take this solution into our extraction cartridge, and you can run a PCR by the tissue sample. So swab, urine, and of course the body fluid, the abdominal fluid or something, any kind of fluid, it is very good for our POCKIT Central PCR. Yeah.
Okay, so last question is that do all of the pre-vaccination require testing? Because usually vaccination practice need for at least 2 booster shots after the initial shot and an annual shot.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is the PCR before the first vaccination because you don't have any idea about this animal. Yeah, but yes, if the animal or the owner, they always take the pet back every year. Yeah, maybe, and you think it is healthy, maybe you can just skip that PCR. But unfortunately, most of the owner, maybe the first year they come, the second year they just forget, and maybe the third year they think, okay, maybe I should take my pet to the hospital. For that, you should do the PCR. Yeah, and usually I only suggest do the PCR for the very serious disease, just like for dog, just like the parvovirus and the Canatis temper, and also the leptospirosis, because some of the leptospirosis it is acute. Yeah, of course, some of them you can just use the doxycycline. It can give you very good result, but sometimes it is very acute. It will make the lung got damaged. So and for cats, we should have the PCR for the parvovirus and FELV. Yeah.
Right, so I think that is the last question. Thank you so
Yeah,
much, Dr.
thank
Chang
you.
Wang Li. Yeah, as our webinar come to close, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to each of you for your active participation tonight. Your engagement here has made this session both engaging and enriching. Okay, so before we conclude, I have an exciting announcement for all our participants. As part of our commitment to support your clinics, we are thrilled to introduce our 3-month trial plan for POCKIT Central. This includes a complete set of reagent for 8 PCR tests that value at almost 1,000 ringgit. Furthermore, for those who prefer outsourcing their PCR testing, our laboratory in Dengkil offers the most competitive price in the market. Not only that, but we also pride ourselves on our swift turnaround time, ensuring you receive results promptly to aid in your patient's care decision. This trial plan and our laboratory service are designed with your convenience and efficiency in mind. Don't miss out on this opportunity to experience the benefits firsthand. So we have some our promo campaign here. All right. So if you are interested or have any question, feel free to reach out to us directly. We are here to support you every step of the way. Thank you for your attention, and we look forward to assist you with your PCR testing needs. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you and bye
Thank
bye.
you. Have a wonderful evening and take care.